What are the absolute best ways for you to make money whilst you sleep? In this video, I'm giving you an overview of 10 different passive income methods so you can pick the one that's best for you. Because we all know by now that to become seriously rich, we need passive income. We can't just trade our time for a set hourly wage because there's not enough hours in the day. Now, I strongly recommend you pause this video and go and watch part 1 in this passive income series if you haven't already seen it, as it fully explains all of this and sets up this video perfectly. Okay, hopefully you've now done that, so let's dive in with the top 10 passive income methods. And I want to start with a method that I haven't heard anyone else really talking about, that's slightly more work up front, but has huge long-term potential. And that is number 1. Build an Alexa skill. Or if you're more of a Google Home kind of person, then a Google Action. It's all essentially the same thing. We're talking about these voice apps that work on voice-controlled home assistants. Now, why am I suggesting you get involved with this when it's probably not something you're familiar with? Well, bear with me here, because so many people now have one of these voice-controlled devices in their home, but we haven't yet really tapped into their full potential. For most people, after they get one, it's fun at first, and then the novelty kind of wears off, and they tend to just use it for basic things like playing some music. But just think of the potential of these devices for a minute. Have you seen the film Her? It's set in a near future where these voice assistants can engage with you in the same way a human assistant would. But a lot of people are predicting that as the technology improves, we're going to get closer and closer to that becoming a reality. And so there's going to be a dramatic shift towards using these voice assistants for more and more things in everyday life. Which makes sense. Let's say you want to order a pizza. It's a lot easier to say, Alexa, order my usual from Domino's, rather than getting out your phone and manually placing an order yourself. Alexa, cancel order. And look, anything that saves time and gives people that instant gratification is always going to do well. But what a lot of people don't realise with these voice assistants is that as well as the core functionality that comes installed, there's a market where people can create their own voice apps that work on these devices. So on Alexa it's called the Skill Store, and you can go in there right now and download either free or paid voice apps that gives your device the ability to do more things. So, it's just like with a smartphone. When you get your phone, there's all the basic functionality like internet, an alarm, a camera, but then you go to the App Store to get all the extra things. Facebook and WhatsApp, they're all apps, right? And so, some people are predicting the Voice App Store could take off in a similar way to the smartphone App Store. And that successful voice apps could become hugely profitable businesses in the same way smartphone apps have. The beauty is that whereas the smartphone market is now at maturity and filled with so much competition, the voice app market is still relatively new, and so if you can get in sooner rather than later, there's massive earning potential. And it can definitely bring you passive income because you just need to design one successful voice app that really takes off, and then once you've created it that one time, you can either charge for it and get consistent passive income from sales, or have a free voice app but with in-app purchases, ads, upgrades, things that bring you passive income that way. The point is, once you've made the voice app once, it can continue to bring in money passively. So right now you might be thinking, yeah, I can see how voice apps could become really popular and could bring in passive income, but I don't have a clue how to make a voice app. Well, here's the thing. Nobody just knows how to make a voice app. Whether you're successful with this or with anything in life could normally be summed up by what you do when you don't know what to do. The majority of people will go, well, I don't know how to do that, end of, on to the next thing. But successful people do one ridiculously simple thing when they don't know how to do something. They Google it. I'm serious. If there's something you want to learn, you can almost always learn it for free by searching on Google. You definitely can do that with making a voice app, and no, you don't need to learn how to code. If you're interested, look up Alexa Skill Blueprints as a starting point and go from there. And yes, it requires work up front, but that means you have so much less competition. The fact you're even still listening at this point already puts you ahead, because I guarantee a lot of people have already dismissed this idea and moved on to the next point. And hey, maybe you don't want to make a voice skill, that's fine, but if you think the idea is interesting, well, I guarantee you if you Google it and put in the time, you can build a voice app, and I assure you there are going to be people making passive income from voice apps they create. So that's method 1, but let's move on to something more straightforward and familiar, because number 2 is YouTube. Let me start by asking you a question. What is the huge advantage YouTube content has over all other social media? The answer is it's evergreen. And what I mean by this is that every video you ever post on YouTube is an asset because it can continue to bring you traffic and money for years to come. Think about it. If you make a post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's basically dead within a few days, whereas the lifespan of a YouTube post is so much longer. I literally just had a video on my YouTube homepage today from 9 years ago. Imagine that, a post you make today could still be getting pushed by YouTube in nearly a decade's time. Even as a relatively new and small YouTuber, I'm witnessing this now, as my 4th ever video I posted is getting maybe 50 to 100 views every single day with no advertising or work on my part. I know those are relatively small numbers, but it just demonstrates that even without a big following, YouTube can still push your videos long after they're uploaded. Now, how does this all relate to passive income? Well, the other advantage YouTube has over other social media platforms is that they will directly pay you for getting traffic on your videos by sharing the advertising profits with you. So if you made a whole library of videos on a topic you know a lot about by either providing lots of value or really entertaining people, well, those videos could continue to get you traffic and earn you money for potentially years to come. And look, people often criticize YouTube these days, and it's true they've made some very unpopular changes, but you have to admit that the idea that you can make videos on any topic of your choosing, host them for free on their platform, get paid for people watching them, and then sometimes have YouTube promote your videos for you to even more people, well, that's all kinda cool. Now, it's important to note a few things to give you the full picture here. The first is that you now need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of your content being watched before you start getting paid by YouTube. But that might sound intimidating, but it's honestly not as bad as it sounds. If you work at it, you will get there. It's just something you need to be aware of. The second thing to note is that not all ad revenue is equal. The type of videos you're making will affect how much you earn, as well as who's viewing them. It all comes down to what advertisers are willing to pay for to be in front of your content. But this does mean you can kind of reverse engineer this a little bit if you wanted, and make videos on topics that advertisers would want to pay more to be in front of. For example, a video related to investing is likely to earn more than a comedy sketch if they both had the same amount of views. The third and final thing to note about YouTube is that ad revenue shouldn't be the most profitable part of your YouTube channel. Yes, it can be a great source of passive income, but once you've built up an audience on YouTube, you can actually make money in a lot of different ways. One of the biggest mistakes YouTubers make is just relying on ad revenue, as then they're leaving a lot of money on the table. With YouTube, you can incorporate almost all the passive income methods we're going to talk about in this video. So don't see YouTube as a way to make money from ads, see it as building an engaged audience, because attention equals money. And the best bit about that is all these other methods we're going to talk about in this very video can be linked into your YouTube channel. So right from day one, there's no restriction on needing a certain amount of views or subscribers for lots of these different passive income methods. They can all be incorporated into your channel. But you might be thinking right now, yeah, I know there's money to be made from YouTube, but I don't want to be on camera. Well, you don't have to be. I'm literally not on camera in this video at all. You can get thousands of free stock footage clips related to what you're talking about, and then you just provide the voiceover. Or, like I'm doing, you can use the Fair Use Act and incorporate videos from other places into your content. If you're interested in all that, check out this YouTube podcast I did that explains it in more detail. Just to finish on this point though, I really do believe YouTube can be a great and enjoyable way to make passive income that anyone can do. As remember, your channel can be about whatever you want. Again, it requires some work initially, but I personally know people making thousands every month of ad revenue from old videos alone. And since video content continues to grow in popularity and YouTube is the place to be for video, it's not too late to get started. If you're already running a channel or thinking of making one, I've put together a free cheat sheet with the 3 reasons that most channels don't succeed that I see time and time again. So if you check that out in the link in the description, you're immediately avoiding those mistakes most people are making and giving yourself an amazing chance of building a highly profitable YouTube channel. And as a final gift to you, if you're running a YouTube channel in the business or self-development niche, there's another link in the description with a brand new Facebook group to connect with similar channels, share advice, collaborate and more. Okay, on to the third method for making passive income, and one of my absolute favorites. Number 3 is affiliate marketing. This one still blows my mind. If someone said you could literally get paid for products and services that you had nothing to do with making, it sounds like a scam, right? But affiliate marketing makes that possible. It's the practice of selling things other people have made. You literally just have to copy and paste a link with your unique reference code on, and anytime someone buys the product or service through your link, you get a commission. And in some cases, we're talking like 50% commission and above. So you're getting like half the money of the sale, even though you didn't make the product or service. You're not involved in shipping or providing any support for the product. Literally, your role is copy and pasting a link. Now, although that is 100% true, there is a caveat that most affiliate marketing videos don't mention. Just because you've posted a link somewhere, that doesn't mean anyone's going to click it and buy the product. The hard part of affiliate marketing is where to share the links. You could be promoting an incredible product, but if the only place you've posted it is your own personal Facebook page, well, if none of your friends are interested, you're obviously not going to get any sales. So, to make money with affiliate marketing, the absolute best way is to build a following on social media. You can use whatever platform you want to do this, ideally mix a few in, but the point is you need to provide free value first, either information or entertainment, and then you can start including affiliate links. The most logical way to do this is by picking a niche. So let's say you decide to build a fitness page on Instagram. Well, in your bio, you might have a link to all your favorite fitness products and supplements you recommend. Of course, each of these will have an affiliate link, so you make a commission on every single purchase anyone makes through your links. And you'd be surprised how many people will click on your links once they've started seeing good quality posts from you. So, I truly believe affiliate marketing is a brilliant way to make passive income, but do remember that like with all passive income, you have to do some work up front to reap the benefits. But of course the beauty is that once those links are out there on the internet, the income is very passive as people can be clicking on those links 24/7 and making purchases, and so the money is just rolling in. The key is that you want to build trust with your following, so don't go promoting every affiliate product you can find. Genuinely recommend products that you know work and that your audience will like. Now, of course, affiliate marketing can still work without building your own following. You could pay to run ads to your affiliate links, or you could try to promote them in free places like relevant Facebook groups or forums, but the best results I've seen have always been when you're promoting them to an audience who already knows you because they're going to trust your recommendation more, and so it doesn't feel spammy. As I said earlier, YouTube is particularly great for this. In fact, I made £40 from an affiliate link I posted when this channel had less than 100 subscribers. I know that's not much money, but it's still £40 I got for copying and pasting a link on a pretty new YouTube channel. And now that link's there, I can continue to earn money from it in the future without doing any extra work. I hope you're starting to see the real potential with this. So, you might now be wondering though, where do I find these products to promote? How do I actually become an affiliate? Well, there's honestly so many options for this. One of the biggest affiliate marketplaces is called ClickBank, and you can come here to find loads of products and services you'd like to promote and see what deals they're offering. So for an example, I'll start with the niche that I'm in, and look, the first option that comes up, if you sell this product, which seems like ClickBank's own affiliate program, you'd get 50% of the initial sale, which is a few $100s, but then you'd also be getting commission for every time it rebills, as this is a subscription product. So you don't just earn the money once. One single sign up can continue to earn you money for months or even years to come, and it's all passive income. But if ClickBank's not your thing, Amazon have their own affiliate program as well. Yeah, you know the most popular e-commerce site in the world that literally everyone already knows about? Well, yep, if you send people there, you can earn commission on stuff they buy. You just have to register to join their affiliate program, which is free and straightforward. You can be up and running within minutes. You then get special links to any Amazon product you want to promote. And if someone buys it through your link, you get a commission. You even get a commission if they go on and buy anything else on Amazon within the next 24 hours, even if it's nothing to do with the product you originally linked. And this is awesome because everyone knows and trusts Amazon, so it's an easy sale. Now, the commission on Amazon is going to be way lower than the average amount you'd get with something like ClickBank, but let's just say there's a deal of a really amazing camera that's reduced to, just to keep things simple, $1,000. And you copy that link into a Facebook group of camera enthusiasts. Well, even if the commission is, say, 5%, if just 2 people in their group click your link and buy it, you just made $100. And of course, potentially a lot more people in the group might want the deal. You can probably tell why so many YouTubers now have affiliate links in their descriptions on their videos to all the different equipment they use. And look, I don't want to make affiliate marketing sound too easy because you've got to remember lots of people are doing this, and so you need to get a bit creative with what you promote and where, but there is a real opportunity here. And if you reach out to companies who make products you genuinely really like, often they'll have some sort of direct affiliate program you can get involved with. So you can literally earn passive income telling people about your favorite products. That's what I'm going to do with this channel. I'm not just going to promote random products, but if there's something I use myself that I really love and think other people are going to benefit from, well then, of course it makes sense that I'd want to share it. And if I can earn money for that as well, it's win-win for everyone. The fourth method to earn passive income is to build a subscription site. Now, a subscription site is something with a recurring fee, where each subscriber is typically paying you every month for access or certain features. This is one way I've made passive income in the past, and let me tell you, it can be very profitable. And it's nice that it can be quite a steady stream of passive income because of the recurring payments. Again, just like with the voice app we mentioned earlier, it sounds intimidating to make this, but absolutely no coding is required. There are so many inexpensive website builders that allow you to build pretty much any kind of subscription site you could imagine. In terms of what subscription site you could make, there are loads of possibilities, but here are a few examples of things I've done myself that I know work and you could potentially replicate. So, one is a community forum. Despite the rise of social media, there are still many thriving message board sites for people who are fans of a specific topic. If people are interested, I can talk about this more in detail in a future video, but I've run a few internet forums over the years, and once you have an active community of people, it's so easy to offer an upgraded membership with more features. So if there's a topic you're genuinely really interested in, and the more niche the better normally with this, then this could be a good opportunity for you. Make your own forum. And I'll admit, a forum's unlikely to make you millions from subscription fees alone, but if you appoint a trusted member to moderate the site, it actually requires very little maintenance, and so it's very passive. It's actually quite enjoyable to run a forum when you like the topic that it's based on. Plus, you can incorporate other passive income methods from this list. Now, another type of subscription site or service that I've run in the past is web hosting. Every website on the internet needs to be hosted somewhere, but with a little bit of research, you can buy something called reseller web hosting, which is very affordable and basically means you buy a bulk lot of web space and then you can sell chunks of that space to other people. So, just to keep this in basic terms, let's say you buy web hosting space for £100 a month and you get a discount because you're buying a relatively large quantity. You could then go and search for 10 people who want web hosting space for their websites and charge them £20 a month each. You're now earning £200 a month, but you're only paying £100 a month. That's £100 recurring payments every single month once it's set up. And you don't need to do anything, well, except for scaling the business by buying more web space once you find more clients. Again, there's software that does all of this stuff for you, so don't tell me it's too technical for you. I was selling web hosting space at like 14. Trust me, you can figure it out with a bit of research. There's so much information out there on this, and it's really quite straightforward. And look, it's win-win as well, because most people just buy from the first web hosting provider they've heard of, which tends to be overpriced. So you can often get your clients a better deal if you've done proper research on where to buy a web space from, as well as making a profit for yourself. Now, those are literally two random examples of subscriptions you could sell. I deliberately chose forums and web hosting as I've done them myself and I haven't heard them mentioned in passive income videos before, and I wanted this video to be a little bit different. But the reason they're not mentioned much is probably because they sound complicated. You'd be really surprised though if you looked into how realistic it actually is to set these sort of things up. I keep saying it because it's true. But anyway, anything can be a subscription site. You just have to think, what can you offer people that they'd want to subscribe to and pay a monthly fee for access to? Maybe think about what subscription sites you've looked at or subscribed to in the past and see if you can adopt a similar model that, fits into one of your skills or interests. With passive income, we always just want to keep in mind how it can mostly run on autopilot once we've set it all up. And subscription sites are great for this because once you've got one customer, if it's a good service that you're offering, well, they're going to just keep paying every month or however often it recurs on the subscription. The fifth way to earn passive income is online courses. And if you watched part 1 in this passive income series, you'll understand the economics of why online courses are such a profitable way to teach something, and one of the best ways to make passive income altogether. Everybody watching this right now has some sort of skill or talent that they're better at than the majority of people. And if it's something that at least some people may want to get better at, then you can turn that into a hugely profitable passive income stream. Like literally, I've heard of someone making thousands from a handstand course. Seriously. So many people seem to have their income skyrocket when they switch from trying to teach people something one-to-one to teaching them through an online course, because even if they don't charge quite as much because it's not as personal, they can sell unlimited copies of the course once they've produced it that one time. You set it at once and then can just keep on reselling the same course, so it's almost all pure profit at that point. And even if we take money out of it for a minute, it's actually a really cool way to teach something because you can literally help more people this way. It's win-win. And I know online courses sometimes get a bit of a bad rap because some of them are overpriced, and so people sometimes think they're scams. But remember, you're getting paid because of the years it took you to develop the skill, not because of how long it takes you to teach it. As long as you actually are providing real value and genuinely helping people, well, then it's a great business model. And guess what? Once again, there's software that makes it exceptionally easy to build an online course. You're probably noticing a bit of a pattern in this video, but I will keep repeating the fact that anyone can do any of these methods if they put in the work up front. The tool I'd personally recommend investing in to build a course is ClickFunnels, simply because it has everything you need in one place. You can build a sales page, accept payments, design an entire course membership area, all with the content you want through a simple drag and drop interface with loads of pre-built templates. I'll put a link to a free 14-day trial in the description so you can test it out for yourself risk-free. Although anyone familiar with online courses is probably very familiar with ClickFunnels already because it's so popular. If it's too expensive for you right now though, there are other alternatives too, but ClickFunnels is what a huge amount of course creators use because it's so straightforward and convenient. And once you start earning money from your course, it should pay for itself in no time. When you contrast it with the costs of most businesses, it's ridiculously low and hugely scalable. So if there's anything you are highly skilled at that other people want to learn, you can make a lot of money by building an online course and breaking down your formula and best advice. Passive income method number 6, sell advertising. If you create any sort of website, app, anything people want to visit or use, you can make passive income from ads. And to make it nice and simple, there are some networks you can go to that you just copy and paste a code onto your site and they'll handle everything. You just get paid. Now, Google Ads is the most commonly used and it's very easy to sign up, list your site and start having Google Ads displaying which earn you money. But if you don't have any sort of website, app or so on right now, here's an example of what I mean. Let's say you're quite a good writer. Well, you could open a completely free WordPress blog, post some articles, install some free search optimization plugins so you start showing on search engines, and then start getting traffic to your blog from people searching on Google and, well, let's face it, mainly searching from Google. Sorry, Bing. But the more traffic you get, the more views and clicks on the ads, the more money you make. And a blog is great because even if you stop writing it, all those previous articles you've ever written are still up there with ads on, and so you can continue to bring in money every month. Of course, a blog is just one of countless examples of a place you could put ads. If you can get eyeballs on any sort of content or website you make, you can put ads on it which can bring in passive income. And it doesn't have to be Google ads. Often it's more lucrative to reach out to companies and offer them a direct advertising deal. Or if your site becomes popular, you'll have people reaching out to you wanting to buy the space. At the beginning though, you could even have your own advert up there just advertising the fact you're selling ad space just to draw in some initial interest. On a related note, I remember ages ago someone created the $1 million homepage, where literally the entire site was ads, and he made like $1 million from selling every single pixel on the site. Now, that idea's been done now, but because it was unique, it got attention. It drove traffic there, which in turn generated more advertising revenue. And so, get creative with this. What can you make that people will want to look at? As once you've figured that out, you can put some ads up there to profit from all that attention. Passive income method number 7. Create an ebook. It's very easy to sell an ebook online and get listed on the Amazon Kindle store for free. Here's the plot twist with this one though. You don't even have to write their ebook yourself. I was just speaking with someone making 6 figures a year selling multiple ebooks that they didn't even write. They got ghostwriters to make them for them. They then ran a marketing campaign and got some initial sales and reviews to boost the book ranking, and now Amazon sends them organic sales from people looking through the Kindle store. They don't even have to promote the books anymore because it's relatively high on the Amazon rankings now, and so people are just finding it by searching. Just think how many searches are made for ebooks every single day. Now, this does require a little upfront cost if you don't write it yourself, but it's not as much as you'd think. It can be quite cheap to hire pretty good writing. The real key is once again finding a profitable niche and then finding a title that makes people want to buy the full book. Of course, if you're a good writer, you can experiment with this yourself. Remember, if it's an information ebook, it doesn't even have to be that long. You definitely don't need a full novel. You could write something that's of a good enough quality within a few weeks. And then once you've done that, it's an asset that you can sell time and time again. As we've said before, when we're dealing with digital items, there's no production cost. And so once you've done it once, it can be sold limitless times again in the future at no extra expense. And this is a little similar to point number 8. Create a digital file people can reuse. Have you got an interest in photography or videography? Are you an aspiring musician? Well, if you've got a hobby, the chances are you can turn it into passive income. There are many sites where you can sell audio you create, pictures or videos you take, and so on. The one on screen is Audio Jungle, which is really popular for buying music and audio files, but there really are loads of places you can list your work. And it's not just limited to photos, videos, and audio, but I mention these as they're hobbies a lot of people have, but often don't make money from. And yet there really is a lot of demand for selling the license to use your work. Companies, for example, often need videos and music to use, but it can be hard to find material that's copyright free that looks or sounds how they want. I know myself when I'm looking for copyright free images or music, for example, you normally have to pay for the best ones. And you only really need one popular track or video clip to make quite a good amount of money from. And if you list a lot of different content that you make on these different marketplaces, you can potentially have a steady stream of passive income for a long time to come as more and more people buy the license to your work. Even if you don't want to go out and make new stuff, if you have some old jingles you made or videos you took just sitting on an SD card somewhere, you could list them online and see if anyone wants the rights to use them. There's nothing to lose. I was surprised how much some people make just from doing this, and once they're listed, no further work is required from you, other than cash in the checks. In fact, they probably will just pay you straight into your bank account. I mean, who even uses checks anymore, right? Now, on to the 9th way to earn passive income, and that's e-commerce. E-commerce is such a broad but exciting opportunity that it deserved its own separate video. So, after watching the end of this video you're on right now, go check out the dedicated e-commerce video I made that literally breaks down the entire process of finding products to sell, the different ways of selling them. And you know, out of all the options I talk about in that video, I think dropshipping is perhaps the most passive of all, as you are literally selling someone else's inventory without needing to hold any stock, ship anything. It really is simple. Again, it's all explained in this video here, so I won't repeat it all again, but e-commerce is not going anywhere, and so it's definitely not too late to start selling products online, and I highly recommend looking into this opportunity if you haven't already. The 10th and final way to earn passive income is to invest. Why do the rich get richer? Because having money makes money. At least it does if you invest wisely and get your money working for you. This is probably the method of passive income that requires the least work up front, but I've saved it till last because unless you have some money in the first place to invest, well, you can't really do this. But once you have got some money from either savings you've got or any of these previous 9 passive income methods, well, then investing it is arguably one of the best ways to make even more passive income. I'm not going to go too in depth with this as this is already a long video and investing is a whole beast in itself. And look, there are other channels out there that can cover this in greater detail than I can. For example though, there are some great videos on YouTube about the stock market and how you can get going with that as a complete beginner. And so if you do have some money just sat in a normal bank account right now, you could almost certainly be making more money from it. Of course, the amount of risk you're willing to take on is a factor in how much you can make, but there's different options for how safe you want to play it and how much you actually have. So if you're sat on a nice little nest egg right now, maybe real estate is a good way to invest, especially in the long term. So start thinking about how you can get your money to start working for you. Okay, so although that concludes our top 10 list, I just want to reiterate the point that combining several of these together is how you can create really serious wealth in a relatively short amount of time. All of them do require some work up front, but the payoff is huge. If this seems like information overload though, don't worry. Go back and watch the sections of the methods you're most interested in and just get started with one of them. Just take one step today that puts you a little closer to earning passive income for yourself. If you have any questions whatsoever, I reply to every single comment. So just ask below whatever you want help with or whatever bits didn't make full sense to you. I'll be answering everything. Even if you don't have a question, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video and passive income in general. After you've commented though, don't forget to check out the links in the description for the various gifts and offers I mentioned in this video, because I genuinely believe there's some great resources there that can really help you earn more money. But wait, I strongly recommend before diving into any work, you check out my quick video on staying focused, as then after watching that, you can do your most productive work ever completely undistracted. Or if you were curious about e-commerce, well then go check out that video right here. I'll see you there.